A lot of changes, a lot of years have gone by since I played this game, but the basics still remain. And I'd like to thank son Marty, Mark, Murray, and our good friend Ed Jackman for sharing with me and with you over 100 years of experience. I love the game. I have always loved the game, and that's why, with special love, we bring this to you. Because to share something that we've enjoyed, and I've enjoyed for so many years, is a special thing for me. Love, yes. Feelings, yes. Pride, of course. But the main subject here, I like the game, and I always will. Is shooting important? You better believe it. How can you play the game of hockey without shooting? The proper mechanics of the shot are very important too, and that's why we're here to teach you that. But let's face things, and face things as they are. Many years ago, I'm not that old, but I remember shooting the shingles off the house in the middle of July, and my mother went to a hardware to get me a present, which happened to be a hockey stick. And when the fella at the sports store and hardware combined, he came in and said, "A hockey stick in July?" And Mrs. Howe said, "Yes." And so what happened, he said, "If Gordy's that interested in the game of hockey, I'm going to give him the stick." And then I thought, isn't that great? My dad was a little peeved at me for knocking off the shingles, and I had that feeling one day. But I also had to have the exact feeling of how interested the youngster was, because one day, sitting there eating our breakfast, a ball came through our window, and guess who?
No, that's one important thing about shooting. I think I learned that day is it doesn't really matter how hard you shoot the puck all the time. I think as in that case there, I let go a real hard shot, missed the net, went through the window, and glass went flying every which way, and I got in a little trouble. I learned that day that I think, to me, the more important thing is to the accuracy of the shot, and during the game of hockey, which is played at such a fast pace right now, the speed at which you get the shot away. So it's, especially as a defenseman, Marty, you know that.
Well, even with Mike Bossy, you know, having to cover a man that could shoot a puck like that. His release was so fast, if you gave him more than a foot, he could get the puck away. And a lot of times he scores. So the quickness of your shot is going to help you as a forward scoring goals.
And the one time, I think Marty will remember, he had, which at that time, a habit of holding his hand real high, so we said, let's spend a little time in the garage, and we had a tennis ball there. So he looked at me and said, "A tennis ball?" And I said, "Yes, we're just working on the mechanics." So he got his hand in the proper position, which we teach the kids. It's straight up. You can see the strength on it, and it's for many reasons. If somebody runs you into the board, your hand's in that position so you can take the whole arm on it. If you bend over like some of the habits, you break a wrist. So we do that for protection. That hand comes in the body. That's good. That's the strength end of it. But what we did with Marty, we got him in the garage and taught him a little bit about the mechanics. Now they're in a very, very important junior game. And what does Marty do? He goes out and scores 2 goals that night. What does that do for me? That makes me a great teacher. I like that, and I like the win and what they did. The 2 boys scored that night, and they went on into the Canadian finals that year. But basically, will you say that that game was directly responsible for the one lesson taught? Maybe so. I know, as a proud father, that I know it helped because somebody taught me, and we're just trying to relay this to all the youngsters and the advanced players alike who can use this tip as to help them in their hockey.
Now we're going to have Mark demonstrating the basics of the wrist shot. He's going to show the hand motion of the push-pull and aiming at your target. Mark has one of the most powerful wrist shots in the NHL.
Here we have Mark demonstrating the wrist shot. If you notice, both hands at the target, top one into the belly, the lower one pronating and pointing directly at the target. Head up, and also the shifting of the weight. Now an overall picture of Mark. You can notice from a far away point, he has a point of a stick, point right at the target. If you notice where the puck hits and what the goaltender is looking at is the point of Mark's stick after shot. The same thing, both hands at the target, the shifting of the weight.
All right, the important thing that I know in a wrist shot is, first thing, you have to keep your head up. Okay, I'm looking at the net, a lot of room on the right, a lot of room at the left. Okay, right now, with Eddie, he has his legs put together, so there's not much of a target there. The important thing, it's like passing a puck. You have to have your hands out in front of you, and both hands go at the target. Start at the target, your bottom hand follows through over top, and your top hand goes at your target and pulls back underneath, and you can see it creates a snap in the stick. So that's how you get a lot of speed on your puck. Now, as far as the accuracy, like I said, you have your head up, you have your weight on your right leg, or if you want to shoot off the back leg sometimes, but the puck will usually go higher. You can shoot off either leg. I like shooting off the front leg. If I want the puck down in the corner here, I follow through. See how my stick's pointing right at my target? My hand's out in front, pointing right at my target. Why don't you give it a try and see if you can hit the open corners. Remember to get your head up. All right, there you go. Make sure you hit the net. The most important thing is hit the net. There you go. Good job. Very good shot. You got to make sure you hit the net, though, on every shot. You're never going to score goals unless you hit the net.
Now, for a very pleasant surprise, we have Marty working with a young lady, Tamara, on the backhand.
Okay, the basics of the backhand is you bring the puck back, and with my hook, I need to keep it on my heel to get the shot loose. So I bring the puck back, and when I come through, I release and follow to my target. Okay? So let's try that. You come up here, get it on your heel, and make sure you follow through. Very good. Try one more. A lot of follow through. Very good. Got both corners. That's great.
Okay, Marty Howe on the backhand. One of the most difficult shots because of the curved blade. You notice the point of interest, you have to get that puck on the heel, have to have both hands start at the target, the shifting of the weight from Marty's right to his left, and of course, the head up so you know where it's going. Now on a full picture, which illustrates once again, the puck is on the heel, Marty looking at the target, there's a slight drag and then a release. It's the complete opposite of what the forehand shot is. Both hands go at the target, a follow through which dictates the height of the shot. Now we have Mark, who has one of the better slap shots in the league today. He'll be working with a young man, and I just want to tell you how heavy and how hard that puck can be shot. Bobby Howe, when playing against him, I moved out to block a shot. The shot was low, thank heavens. It hit my blade and blew half of that blade off, which meant a repair job. But one of the better shots in the league, again, in any league, is Mark Howe, and he can demonstrate well. Okay, now we have Mark demonstrating a great slap shot. If you notice, the puck is a little out in front of him, and you see his eyes on the puck and the target as roll. It's going straight through. It's square. The hands, as you notice, the upper hand is tucked into the body where the lower unit is pronating towards the net. Now we have Mark, and again, you notice how close it is to the body. That's added weight and direction. Also, I might add, if you can hold right here, we show Mark with a stiff leg. Now, the only reason we have that, a player can get hurt, and the only reason Mark is doing that is because he's in a stationary position, shooting and getting back into action. If this is an actual shot, the knee will be bent and headed towards the target. There we go. It's a little better action. You're bent. You get a little more weight on shot, a little more accuracy because the blade is pointed towards your target, which gives you the opportunity to skate with the puck. It's a very fine shot, and as you can see, if this was target practice, he's within a 3-inch area. It's a very accurate shooting.
Okay, Greg, let's try and work a little bit on the slap shot here. Slap shot, I believe, is a lot like the wrist shot. The hands must be out away from your body. If you have your top hand tucked here, you only have one hand working for you. You get your top hand out, going at your target and pulling back, and your bottom hand going at your target and following through. If you want the puck to go high, you follow through high. If you want the puck down low, you follow through low. Like any other shot, you have to look where you're shooting, right? Okay, I get the puck slap shot out in front of me. I follow through low point where I want it. Let's see if you can get, the most important thing on a slap shot is to hit the net like any other shot, right? Slap shot, nothing about slap shot. You only use it when you have a lot of time. If you don't have much time, you're always going to get poke checked, so then you use your wrist shot. But if you have time, you can always use your slap shot. Go ahead, Greg. Keep an eye on that target. There you go. All right, let's see you lean into this one. There you go. Good job. You hit the net on all 4 shots. That's the important thing to do, isn't it? It's the only way you're going to score goals.
Okay, what we have here is a few mistakes, but if properly worked on, be corrected. As you notice, the young fellow, when he shot, he left an open blade, which meant he's just got a little bit of a push action, which is not really strength or speed. And also, if you notice, the leg, the left leg, that blade should be pointed more towards the net so he can get more weight into it. With a little bit of practice, he'll do fine.
Here we're going to have Gordy demonstrating the drag shot. The drag shot is most commonly used when you're in a close-in situation on the net or a breakaway. And all you're doing is you're coming in, you're delaying, you're dragging the shot, and then releasing.
Now here I'd like to show you the drag shot. It's a little different than the other shots. The only reason I call it different than the wrist shot is because you drag it straight at your target. If the goaltender moves, you redirect it. But basically what you're doing is dragging it straight at your target. Now we have in a little close-up action, we have where you're dragging this straight at it. If you notice again, the upper hand to the belly, the lower hand pronates, the weight is shifted to the front leg, the eye on the target, which is primarily the best secret in the world. You have to know what you're shooting at. Okay, what we're going to show you, young fella, is what we've been talking about, a drag shot, and what it allows you to do. If you get possession of the puck, put it in a shooting position, which you said, the most important thing is to put your leg in position to get some weight over, and yet you can throw it on it, which I'll demonstrate as I go in. My weight will be over, and I'll drag it. If Eddie makes a move, I'll go the other way. If he stays still, then I'll just drag it straight at my target and shoot. It's, you'll find out quite often this play is when an individual get a breakaway, and difference to the other one where you just wrist shot and come in or snap, it allows him an opportunity to make a move because you lower your head. This way, here, you just grab it, drag it straight in, pick a target and hit it. Attaboy. You picked one of the, what they call that, Eddie, the 15th hole. Very good. Good shot. You want to try it again? Pick a target, set the leg and the weight. Attaboy, that's very good.
Marty's going to relate to you some of his philosophies now on shooting the puck from the point and trying to get the puck on net.
We're now going to demonstrate the point shot. And from the point, you want to keep your shot low if you can. Possibly, if there's confusion in front, maybe a foot to 8 inches off the ice. Now, a defenseman, he can either take a slap shot if he has a lot of time, or he can take a wrist shot if you don't have as much time. Sometimes you get rushed, you have to take the shot and try and get it on the net. Really, the most important thing is to get it on the net to cause the goalie to make a save. I'll show a slap shot right now. Okay? So take a slap shot and make sure you get it on the net and try and keep it low. That's it. Remember to keep your hand on your stick so you can get that follow through. And you put your weight on that leg when you shoot. Try it one more time here. There you go. One more time. Let's get the hard one this time. Very good. That would have been the tipper. Good job.
Now this next shot, the tip in. There are many ways to tip a puck in the net. Redirection is the primary purpose, and it fools the goaltender completely. And here to demonstrate that, well, Marty will be shooting. Mark is demonstrating with two of the students, two of the advanced students, because in order to do this, you have to be pretty quick. That puck can move 60 feet if shot hard enough before you have a way to react.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit about the tip-in now. There's a couple different ways to go about it, but for sure, when you get in front of that net, you have to be firmly planted in your skates, and you have to have a real tight grip on your stick. Another thing, if the puck is in the air, you don't have to move your stick up and down so much. It's almost like bunting in baseball. You just get your stick on it with a little looser grip, and you can knock the puck up or down. What we're going to do now is if I see the goalie's out at the edge of his crease, I'm coming in at a side angle. You guys see all the room here? You got a wide open net. So I see the point man's ready to shoot the puck. I try to time it. I've got my stick firmly on the ice. And he's going to try and hit my stick just off the corner. I tip it in the net. Wide open net. All right, another way, if I can see that the goalie's back in his crease a little bit, what I want to do, I want to get in front of him and keep him in the crease. We'll show you how to do that. See, I'm right in front of the goalie. He cannot see a shot. He has to look down or around me, which takes him off his game. But I have to be firmly planted here and keep my stick on the ice. I can tip the puck. If it doesn't go in, I turn and try and get the rebound. Okay? Usually the goalie's going to be down by then, so you want to try and get the puck in the air. So let you two guys try it. Brad, why don't you try and tip a few in the short side here. Keep your stick on the ice. There you go. Good job. Okay, hold up just a sec. See what you have here, Brad? You have your stick pointed over here. Okay, the net's over here. Get that stick planted right here. So all that defenseman has to do, if he hits your stick, it's going to go in the net, even if you never see the puck, okay? So he's a good hockey player. So I'm just going to, if I just have my stick here, he hits it, it's a goal. See if you can get your stick in position, okay? All right, there you go. Good job. Try one more. Let's see if we can put this one in. Good job. All right, let's see if we can try it in front of the net, John. Keep that goalie in the net. Keep that stick on the ice. All right, and there's that rebound. Okay, good job. All right, very good job. Remember to keep those knees bent and keep planted, because he might knock you over. All right, very good job. Way to get your stick on the puck. One more. All right, good job, John. All right, both of you guys, this is a drill where you can't do this drill on your own. It takes some teammates, and it's also good work for the goaltenders, too. But you guys did a real good job, and I hope you learned a little something. Right now, we're going to watch Gordy demonstrate how he scored some of his 1,000 goals using the flip shot.
Now, let me show you the flip shot. The secret is eye on target and anticipate the movement of the goaltender. If he goes down or goes to the far side, just calmly control the puck by flipping it with the toe of the stick over the fallen goaltender. Now, again, the secret here is eye on target, complete cradling of the puck, make a little bit of a fake. When the goaltender goes down, then it's a little flip shot in the vacated area. Okay, the flip shot, Sheldon, we're going to show it to you. What we will do, we'll come in off that right side. We'll come in on Mr. Jackman. I'll pretend I'm going to shoot, and I'll have it in the shooting position. I'll come across, and when I see him leave that position, I'll flip it up. And the reason why he has to leave, because if he does not, I'll pull it over and put it in on the long slide. So we're going to do that, but basically, the secret to it is the timing and hesitation. You got to keep your head up because you have to know when he moves. So I'll give her effort right here. It's all timing, but make sure you go across the drama, okay? Give it a... Attaboy. Okay, we'll try one again, Sheldon. What you forgot to do, which is important, keep that puck in the shooting position. See, you're still handling it, which freezes him in that position because he knows you cannot shoot with the stick out in front of you. So get over here in shooting position and make him move. Remember, the first move is bad, and if he can make it, it's good for you. Okay, give it a try. Keep her in shooting position. Okay. We'll give it a try. Okay, now, what I want you to do, when you go across, when you're in the shooting position, make sure you have it on the stick, okay? Because it never leaves the stick, because you go this, all right? This is not for, one more time, we'll get him this time. Keep it on the stick, circle in, fake it across, make him make a move, and then flip it up. Atta boy. See, practice makes perfect, right? Good job. But remember, the secret to this is timing. When you go in there, you have to have your eye on the target, and your main intention is to make him move so that leave a vacant spot for you to put the puck. Just keep practicing it, look good.
The slice shot, it's a very important shot for some of the more advanced players. All it is when you get the goalie kind of anticipating a fast shot, you come in and you just slice it off, and it kind of goes slower than it would have if you had taken a hard shot. It's more advanced, and Mark's going to show it to you.
Now we have Mark on the slice shot, very similar to the flip shot. However, with the same action, when he cuts across, the only difference being that there's a little more speed and weight put on this shot, but the same formula. The execution is when the goaltender leaves the area on the short side, Mark, with his head up, hands in proper position, puck on the stick, will slide it into the vacated area. Here we go again with Mark. Once again, we have eye vision on target. We have a weight distribution over to the right leg, slicing the puck into the vacated area. When the goaltender leaves the spot, it gives you a target.
All right, right now we're going to talk a little bit about the slice shot. Anytime you're coming in towards the net, your best shooting position is directly in front of the net. Then you have a choice of either side to shoot at. The goalie has a lot more net to cover, I should say. As I'm coming in from the angle, and if there's a defenseman there, I try to get to the front of the net. And sometimes I have to come across at an angle like this, which if I leave the puck in shooting position, and if the goalie moves across too quickly, I can slice it or cut the puck back to the far corner where I just came from, okay? But remember, you have to be really strong on your stick, because on this shot, the only thing you're using is your arms. You don't have your legs or your back muscles involved. Let me show you how that's done, okay, Greg? As you come across here, cut to the front of the net, get the puck in shooting position, and you cut it and shoot it back against the flow. Let's see, you're going to come this way. Let's see you try and put one in. Now you cut to the front of the net, back against the flow. Oh boy, did he make a good save on you, didn't he? Let's see you try one more time. That was a good job. Let's see you bury this one right in the top corner. All right, very good shot. All right, you did a very good job, Greg. Just one thing we got to remember, we got to hit the net every time, okay? All right.
Now we'll have a little practice after practice, and this is the combination of skill and also a real challenge. That little thin crossbar we're going to attempt to hit. I shouldn't say attempt because we have done it, but Mark learned a lesson because there are a few secrets in this game.
Yeah, well, you remember a while ago in Detroit when Peter Stemkowski was playing there, and I was just a little boy growing up. Peter challenged me to a contest one day. He said, I bet you I can hit the crossbar before you can. He said, well, bet $1. That wasn't a bad shot back then, so I said, sure. So I shot, missed the net. He went down, put the puck on a stick, skated in, hit the crossbar. I said, this isn't fair. So, but
Can't dress an old pro.
there is some enjoyment. You learn things every single day, that's what I say. But
Okay.
this is a good drill, because every time, nowadays, the goalies, whenever you get in tight, the goalies drop down low, so you have to practice shooting high a lot. So I'll see if I can beat you guys a legitimate way.
We got one going for us.
Middle bar, not fair.
Oh, come on. Oh, again.
There's one right on.
Hey, Mark, we need a judge. That was a tip.
There it goes again.
How come you retired?
I quit. You can't beat success. Okay, what we'd like to demonstrate here is a puck has eyes, and who knows better than Eddie Jackman, a 13-year All-Star who's toiled in the nets for many years. And what I'd like to state is if you see from the puck angle on the short side, I have adequate space in which to put that puck, at least in this case about 6 to 10 inches. Now, the mistake a lot of shooters make is when you come over to my eye level in the head position, I can see about a foot on the right side of Eddie, which would indicate I would like to shoot there. But now I go back to the puck again, and when I look from the puck point of angle, I have absolutely nothing to shoot at the far side. And a lot of shooters make that big mistake of going for nothing. Whereas if you just remember that the puck has eyes, you walk in, and if you can see anything at all on that glove hand side, that's the spot you should be shooting. Let's keep in mind, this is strictly a shooter's practice, and by that I mean we pick all 4 corners of the net. We keep it low left, low right, up right, and up left. Regardless of what sequence you shoot them in, this is the 4 shots you get away, and it's a practice of keeping control of it by the follow-through.
Let's take a look back at what we've learned today. We learned about the positioning of the hands and the stick to carry the puck. The puck must be in front, the hands out in front of the body, or you'll not be able to shoot the puck at all. The bottom hand goes at the target, the top hand goes at and pulls back so you get a good snap of the stick. In taking a wrist shot, a backhand, or any kind of shot at all, forehand shot, was a real good place to practice when I was a little boy growing up, was up against the wall. Pick a little spot, you have to have a target. Practice shooting at your target. The puck comes right back to you. You don't need anybody else with you. Works all the time. You take your backhand shot, right back to you, backhand again. And if you can't be on an ice rink, go home, practice in the basement, but be careful. Don't do like I did when I was a little boy. I broke too many windows. Work against the bricks or against the garage door.
Weight control is a very important part of your shooting. In the wrist shot, you're going to have your weight over this leg. You point at your target, draw the puck back, and shoot, and follow through. You notice how my weight was right over this leg when I followed through. Also, on the slap shot, you get the same sort of momentum. You go through the same motions, only you bring your stick up high and follow through. And on the pointman shot, I'll talk about that just for a minute. What you want to do is keep the puck as low as possible, maybe a foot to 8 inches off the ice, follow through at your target, and hit the net.
Happy, yes. Tired, definitely. We've done a lot of shooting today. We've had the drag shot, the wrist shot, the flip shot, the slice shot, and even the tip-ins. And let me tell you, they're basically the same, and you'll hear it time and time again. The execution of the shots are very similar. The only difference is when you're playing around with the flip, the drag, or the little tip-ins, there's a little softness of touch. What Marty and Mark has shown you, hands at the target, in a push-pull position, fine. The distribution of the weight to the side in which you're shooting from, that is great. But what you have to know is that a good player will work on all shots. So when we have the tip-ins, you get in front of the net, get a partner with a good shot so you don't get hurt. The tip-in itself, what you do is you bunt it. Hold it very softly so the puck will roll over the stick and go in a different direction, which will fool the goaltender. And otherwise, if you're in a position to get the stick on the ice, great, because then your point man has a target to shoot at. But we also have a position which I showed you in that the puck definitely does have eyes. And when you look from the puck's position, you can see an awful lot more than you yourself can see from your position. So your position will lie where the puck can see it all. But does it make a good hockey player to be, say, a Boom Boom Jeffrey on with the greatest shot in the world as a slap shot? Yes, only. And like a Doug Harvey in the backhand or a Davy Keon, yes, definitely that helps. But what makes the difference between an all-star and a good hockey player is the ability to control and be able to proficiently have all the shots in your bag. Look.
Whoa, they're still going.
Crazy.
Well, we enjoyed teaching you the tips on shooting today, and we hope you're home and practicing this later on.
But as we mentioned before, and we don't want to really run the word fun into the ice, but basically it has been fun, but it also has been very rewarding, the opportunity to teach you what we know about the shooting and the game of hockey. But our job is done, and we thank Ed, Marty, and Mark for their expertise in the game. But now, it's up to you. If you want to be a good shooter, then you have to practice. Now let's practice.
Let's practice.
Okay, good. You almost thought you were going to get it, didn't you?
Egad, Zeus.
Hey, Ed, this is the best shot I've ever had, this one. I'll put him in the net. I'll put him in the net. I'm going to score. I got one.